This lesson is going to be on discussing and analyzing the size of the scale factor. So first we're going to solve these equations mentally, meaning we're trying to find what x is equal to. So 8 times something gives me 4, so 8 times 1/2 gives me 4. 8 times some number will give me 1, so I know that's going to be the same thing as dividing by 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1, so dividing by 8 is the same as multiplying by 1/8. 1/5 times something gives me 1. Whenever you're multiplying two numbers and you want it to equal 1, it's just going to be the reciprocal. So my answer here is 5/1. And same with this next one. We have 2/5 times something gives me 1. So the reciprocal would be 5/2. We completed the scale copies in class, but just to recap a few things you have to remember. If your image gets larger, then we know that our scale factor has to be greater than 1. If your image gets smaller, then we know that our scale factor has to be equal to 1. If our image stays the same, then our scale factor is equal to 1. And if you want to go from your image to your new image, if we wanted to go backwards, the scale factor is the reciprocal of the first scale factor. So we're going to skip the puzzle. We also completed this in class. So here we want to know what the scale factor is going from the original triangle to its copy. We want to go from the original to the copy. The original, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is 1. So remember, in order to find your scale factor, it's always going to be the new length divided by the original length. So in this case, our new length is 1, and our original was 5. So my scale factor would be 1/5. But if I wanted to go the opposite way, go from my copy back to the original, my scale factor would just be the reciprocal, which is 5/1, or just 5. Here we want to create a scale copy that it's 2 times larger. So I can't measure the slanted sides, but I can measure going down, which is 3, and going across, which is also 3. So if it's a scale factor of 2, I know that means I'm going to go down 6, and now to go across, I notice that it's 1 from the side and 1 from the top. So it's going to be 2 from the top, so it's going to be here, and we're going to go 2 over. So we have 2, 6, and now to create my scale copy, I'm just going to connect the points, and that would be my scaled copy. And it's okay if we have those extra lines in there, because we know we use those to create our scaled copy. Here, the scale factor from the original to its copy is 3/2. So going from the original to the copy is 3/2. So now since we want to go backwards, we're going to use the reciprocal, which is 2/3. So if I count the dimensions, so this is 6, and then everything else is 3. So 6 times 2/3 gives us 12 over 3, which is equal to 4. So it's going to be 4 high. And then if we do 3 over 1 times 2/3, gives us 6 over 3, which is 2. So then everything else is going to be 2. So it's going to be 2 over, 2 down, 2 across, and then this bottom part will also be 2. So that would be my original drawing. Here we want to know the scale factor going from the original to the copy. If I notice going from the highest point to the lowest point, that's a distance of 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's the same thing for my copy. So since it's the same number, my scale factor is 1 because it is the same image. And here the scale factor from the original to its copy is 3. Draw the scaled copy. So I would have to use a ruler to measure the distances, and I would multiply those numbers by 3. So my image 4 would be 3 times larger.